Hi, I'm Kelly Kenyon. Thanks for joining us at Spencertown Academy for this program of Styles and Rhythms of West African Drumming with Greg Mosley. Greg is the lead drummer for Kuumba Dance and Drum, and his wife Elena Mosley, who will be accompanying him today, is the director of Kuumba Dance and Drum and also the director of Operation Unite in Hudson, New York. We expect to have a lot of fun today. He's a great teacher. Have fun.
I think without further ado, I do have a monitor. If you see me looking over to my right, it's because there is a monitor over there, and I can see all of you on the monitor. So at times I'll be looking over there just to check on the monitor. Everybody can hear me okay. If you just wave to me, I'll know that the sound is good out there. And there you go. We got a good-looking crowd out there. I see people that I know and don't know. But again, if the sound is good, we can start. Everybody can have, I don't know what kind of drums you may have, or if you have no drum at all. I can see your faces. I don't see what you have in your hands. But there you go. I see some drums coming up. That's nice. Oh, we got some djembes. We got some, oh yeah. Oh, there you go. I love the bucket. Oh, I love the bucket so much. I tell them all the time. You don't have to have a fancy, expensive drum to learn to drum. So, there are ways of doing this. And trust me when I say, the Africans in Africa didn't have all these fancy drums and all this fancy stuff. They used what they could find. And so we have to improvise and use what we can. So this is a very primitive style of music. So we use primitive things, So a bucket turned upside down will work just fine because I'm going to work on the basics. I'm going to give you the basic hand movements. I'm going to give you the hand positioning and the beats and the rhythm. So you can practice at home you can turn over a bucket, you can play on your kitchen table, so you can a lot of things you could use to work on your percussions and learning these rhythms and remembering the rhythms. I also would say that if you have any type of recording devices at home, it's always good if you could record these things because oftentimes they're difficult to remember when you get multiple rhythms and multiple things that I give you. Myself, I have the worst memory in the world. I'm the slowest learner in the world. I always tell everybody that. Trust me when I tell you, nobody learns slower than me. Okay, I really take a long time, a lot of repetition to memorize and remember things. So if you're like that, I understand. So if you have a recording device that you have available, feel free to record it so you can remember it the proper way. I always found that sometimes I would learn something and then go home and practice it, and I'd be practicing wrong for an entire week, and I go back to class and I've been practicing it wrong. So recording is fine if you have the capability, all right? And so anyway, let's just have some fun. I say people are popping in. If everybody's good, my wife Elena, you want to say anything, Elena?
Well, just welcome to Kuumba Dance and Drum at Spencertown Academy. And I do see a few faces that I recognize. I also see someone that took our dance class that we presented with Spencertown Academy. Yes, she's waving. See, I couldn't see the name, but yes, that's who it is in that orange sweater. And I just want to say in reference to music and dance that music is vital to your lifeline, to everyone's lifeline. And dance and movement is also vital to how we grow and mature through all the stages of our life. But one thing I can tell you, in terms of enjoying the African rhythms and embodying them, within your soul, that African dance doesn't exist without the music. But it's very inspiring as well, just by itself. So if at any time you need to take a break or your hands get tired, you stretch your fingers, things like that, and you decide you want to move, then get up and dance because the rhythm will come through your body and you can drum with your feet moving on the floor. So there you have it. Welcome.
Okay. Good. Okay, everybody. So here we go. Anyway, so we're going to start with these West African drums that we play. And let me just start with explaining my drum and how they're made and where they come from. So the drum. This drum is a djembe. It's pronounced like gymnasium, Djembe, but it's not spelled Djembe. But it's in here. This is one piece of wood, one solid piece of a tree. And what happened when you cut the tree, and then you see it's hollow through here. The drum would get hollowed out and shaped into the shape you'd want it to be. And most of them djembe will be in this type of shape. And there are other drums with different shapes, but this is the basic West African djembe. So you see, and they put carvings on it for aesthetic purposes, but have no effect on it. Inside the drum, you'll see it's hollowed here, and the drum is there. If you're ever gonna purchase a drum on your own, one of the things I tell students to look for is look inside the bottom of the drum. The smoother the bottom inside the drum, the smoother the sound is going to be extinguished from the drum. So if you're ever going to buy a drum, you want to look inside and see if it's very ragged and jagged inside, then that is not a very well produced drum. You want a nice smooth interior to the drum so the sound will flow out smoothly. Okay, it's hollow there. It comes out. Okay, just a little, in case you're going to purchase a drum. People always ask me about purchasing drums. On top of the drum is animal skin. Goat skin is on top of this djembe. Okay, it's goat skin. What happens, we take the goat skin, and then we take it and we put the skin on the drum. We cut the skin, we wet the skin, and then we put it on top of the drum. And then what we do is we have these rings. I don't know if you can see it on my camera. You have these rings under here. That there's 2 steel rings that we interweave the skin over top of while it's wet. While the skin is wet, we put it here, and it's more flaccid while it's wet. And then we put it on the drum. We put the rings under. We overlap them, and we strap it on top of the drum. Now, the drum, you can see you can see the hair on the drum from the animal. But when we put it on the drum, the whole drum is full of hair. And then we shave, after we get the skin on the drum, we shave off the hair to make the drum smooth, okay? And then it's allowed to dry. And as it's drying, we pull it down with these ropes here. And these ropes are called diamonds. As you see this in my drum here, these stitchings, this rope is one continual rope that goes up and down, up and down, up and down, all the way around the drum. And we use these ropes, for tuning the drum. Like tuning a piano or tuning a guitar. These ropes on this drum, they're used to tighten and tune the drum to the sound you like it to be. Knowing that this is about 75 feet of rope that's wrapped up and down this drum. One continual piece of rope, about 70, maybe 50 to almost 75 feet of rope to wrap one drum. And like rock climbers, if you're ever going to buy rope, a rock climber's rope is good, but make sure you get rope that has a little elasticity to it. Some rope is very, very rigid and doesn't have any give. You want rope that has give to it so it can expand. The drum has to move, so you don't want it too rigid. But anyway, we go up and down, then we put these diamonds in. And then we tune the drum. Like I said, we tune the drum like a piano. No 2 drums are going to sound the same. These drums are living things, and they live and they die. You know, and the skin on top will live, and it will die, it will break at some point. So if you have a drum, and one day you go out there and the head is broken, it's cracked, well, that's natural that at some point it's going to break. So don't be discouraged. You'll have to go get another head put on the drum. We'll have one on for you. Okay? So we have this. We have the skin, we have the rope, we tighten it down, and we get it. So I'm saying no 2 drums sound the same. None of us have the same voice. No drum has the same voice as well. Now the drum, it speaks. The mouth of the drum is on the bottom. Our mouth is here, we speak from our mouth. The mouth of the drum is on the bottom. So, as you have a drum in front of you, when you put your drum flat on the floor, the mouth is pinned to the floor, so the drum cannot speak. You can hear I hope the sound comes across well. If I hit this drum, you can't hear the drum speaking because the mouth is closed. So if you're sitting there at home and getting ready to play, we need to take the drum and we're going to bring it into you and we're going to be comfortable. Sometimes we drum for long periods of time, so you don't want to be slouched over in your chair. You want to sit upright, sit up erect. You're going to get your drum comfortably between your legs so you're comfortable and upright. If we drum for an hour, 2 hours, it'd be very, very strenuous on your posture if you have a poor posture. So, but the drum, not leaving it flat on the floor. Tilt the drum away from you in the natural angle of your arms as they come down. But the drum being tilted is because we want the mouth to be open. So, I hope you can hear the difference in this drum. This is when the drum is flat on the floor. And then when I bring my drum in and I tilt it, now the drum can speak, okay? So you want to make sure your drum is tilted so we can get air underneath of it and the drum can speak. And the drum puts the vibrations of the drum into the floor. And from the floor, this is a wooden floor under us, a carpet here. As the sound goes from the drum and the vibrations go from the drum into the floor, through the floor, across the floor, into the feet of the dancers. And that's why if you hear a drum play and they're playing and you hear the rhythm, you tend to move because the sound of the drum will move you. And because you'll feel the vibration, you'll feel the floor. So that's when you hear music, you tap your foot, you nod your head because you're getting the sound coming into you. So that's what we want to do. Tilt your drum so we can get nice sound out of it. Everybody with me? Wave. Let me know if you're with me. So nobody's sleeping yet? Okay, good. We don't want anybody sleeping. Okay, so now we have the notification drum. This is a djembe. If you look over to my right, Elena is here, and she has the larger drums. They are doon with a D, or June, like sound with a J, like the month of June, but it's DJ. June or doon. The mother drums. So those are the big bass drums. In a marching band, the big bass drum, da 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 boom, da 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 boom, da 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 boom. So anyway, the big heavy mother drums lay down the foundation on which the rest of the rhythms are based on top of. Okay, so we dance on top of the rhythm. If you build a house, the house has to be built on a strong foundation. The djembes are the mother and the foundation of the rhythm. So if you build a house on sand, the house will not stand for long. You want to build a nice solid foundation, and the Junes give us that solid foundation upon which the rhythms are built and they ride on top of them. So these are Junes. They're played with sticks. Djembe is a hand drum. Do not hit or let anybody hit your djembe with a stick. It is too tight and too thin of a head. A stick will break the djembe. Junes are made of cow leather, cow skin. These are very much tougher, and you can hear the sound is much deeper and much more mellow. But this is cow hide on top of the doon, and it can be played with sticks. Okay, so you can hear how. You hear the difference. Okay, so she'll be accompanying me with the doons, and that's where the bass line comes in. All right, you can see they are set up the same way with ropes, and they are also tuned to how you expect, how you like them. And when you tune your drums, you'll see some people have very high sounding drums, and some have low sounding drums. If you're going to get a drum and you're going to tune it, do not make it too tight. So the tighter drums are going to give you a higher sound. The more experienced drummers like higher sounding drums, but they're more experienced and they get more sound out of them. If you only have one drum and you make it too tight, it's going to break and you have no drums. Okay, I have 25 drums. If I break one, I got 24 more left. You only have one, don't make the drum too tight. And don't let anybody make your drum too tight because the tighter they are, the sooner they're going to break. So if you only have one drum, I caution you not to make the drum too tight. Okay, because you break it, you have none again. Okay, here we go. We're going to get into some playing now, okay? So, everybody ready to play the drums? And tired of hearing me talk about the drums? Okay, there we go. So, first thing we want to do here is our hands on the drums, okay? And how rhythms come together. We'll put our hands on the drum. So we're going to have a hand drum. And I caution you as well, do not bang on your drums hard. If you bang on your drums, you will break the capillaries in your hand, and your hands will hurt, and you will not want to drum anymore. The edge of the drum is wood, and there's metal around the edges. If you bang your hands on these drums, you will have very sore hands, and you will not want to play the drum for very long. Okay, so we do not want to pound on the drum. We can play the drum just as nicely. Does not require pounding on the drum. Okay, so we get our hands. We get upright again. Our posture's good. Everybody ready? We get good posture. Put our hands on the drum. We're gonna put. If we took our hands and made a, I don't know, triangle out of them, and place them down on the edge of your drum, or whatever you have, whether it's a bucket or a drum, the edge. We want the pads of the fingers, 1, 2, 3, those pads to be on the drum, up to the end of the pad. Okay? We want your thumbs up and out of the way. If you take your thumbs and bang them on the edge of this drum, it's gonna hurt, and you're not gonna want to play drums for long. So make sure you want to keep your thumbs up and out of the way. Okay? And your forefingers on the drum.
And jewelry, if you're wearing jewelry, you need to take them off. You will see after playing, for your fingers and how you hit, but it also protects your drum for you and to not allow others to play your drum with the jewelry on.
Very
so
good.
I'm playing djun, so they're off, but when I play the djembe, I take my rings off.
Okay, so again, Andrew, if you do not want your ring to puncture your drum, and break your drum, or bend your wedding ring up, or whatever ring you may have, banging on the drum will bend your ring or break them. Okay, so we're good. We up, we're in back. Now the three basic strokes on the drum: the bass, tone, and slap. Bass, tone, and slap. A bass. Everybody in position. The bass is going to be played with a full hand. Two ways of doing this. You can have your hand in a swimmer's position, kind of cupped, and striking the drum, or you can have it more suplex where it's bent up a little bit more. But your hands should be either up or cupped. Now to get the bass out of the drum, like a musical string on a piano or a guitar, has to vibrate to get the sound to resonate from it. If you put your hand down for your bass, we're going to tell you, if you took your drum, like a piece of pie, and cut it, you're going to play, most of the rhythm is going to be played in that piece of the pie. Okay? So, by putting your hand down on the drum, on the bass, I want you to let your hand bounce off the drum. So the drum can vibrate. Try right-handed, let your hand bounce on the drum. Let the drum vibrate. Okay? Now if that is an open note where the drum can vibrate. If I wanted to play a note and not let the drum vibrate, I would leave my hand on the drum. Now the drum cannot vibrate. That would be called closed. It's closed. If I let it bounce, it's open. And you can see how the sound comes out differently. Okay, so we're going to play open basses with both hands, and we want to become ambidextrous. Whatever we do with one hand, we do with the other hand. Okay, so we want to be able to play bass, bass. So everybody, if you're with me, I'll count out. I'm going to say it before I play it, so it doesn't interfere with the sound coming from the drum, doesn't compete with my voice. So if everybody's up and get good posture, we're going to go bass, bass. I'll go bass, bass. You go bass, bass. I go bass, bass. You go bass, bass. Okay, I go bass, bass. You go bass, bass. Now, all together. Bass, bass, stop. Bass, bass, stop. Is everybody starting to feel, can you hear your own bass? You kind of nod to me. I'm looking at my monitor trying to make sure we got communication going on here. Okay? So, bass, bass. Good. All right. So now we're going to just play bass, 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 bass. 4 of them. Go. Bass, 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 bass. Stop. Good. All right. The next one we're going to do is a tone. The tones we're going to play with the fingers straight and strong and locked together. And all 4 fingers, the pads of all your fingers are going to be on the edge of the drum. And we're gonna hit this drum with our hands, thumbs up, and we're gonna strike the drum in this type of motion, up and down motion. But we do not want the fingers to be loose. We want them to be firm and straight and strong. But we want to hit the drum as if the drum was hot. Like if this top of this drum was hot, we would not leave our hand on it. We want to have our hand bounce off the drum as if it was hot. Just try left and right as if the drum was hot. Good. Allow your hands to bounce off the drum. Again, if we wanted that, that's an open tone. And if I wanted to give another sound, another note, I can close it. This would be a close. I leave my hand on it, and it would close. It would not vibrate. Open, close. Open, close. Okay, just try 3 of each. Try open, pop, 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 and close. Good, okay? So you can hopefully you can hear the difference on your drum between this and this. Okay, good. So we have the bass, the tone. Now the slap. The most difficult piece of note to play is the slap. It's going to take some time and practice to get the slaps to be good and precise. So you're going to have the slap's going to come. We're going to take the hand, which is relaxed, and we're going to allow the hand to come down with the meaty part of your hand coming to the edge of the drum first and your fingers flopping over on the drum as if there was something on your hand was wet and you wanted to get it off your hand. So you're going to be relaxed and your hand's going to just drop on the drum. Open, almost flopping them down. Very loose. Try it on your drum. Very loose. Let the fingers flop over on the drum. Yep, there you go. I can see you over there looking good. Let the fingers just flop down on the drum. Okay, so, and it's very, very important to know the difference between the bass, tones, and slaps, because if you're playing in any musical accompaniment or any ensemble, and the director says, okay, I need you to play bass, bass, tone, tone, and you play tone, tone, slap, slap, we need to make these things come together, and we'll talk about it more, how the music's going to come together as we take these very, very simplistic notes and sounds and blend them together to get this beautiful African music when we put it all together. But we have to have it together, and I'll talk about that a little more later. So we want to have, now, we have the bass, 1, we have the tones, and we have the slaps. Okay, hopefully you can tell the difference with the sound or the differentiation between my drum. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Okay, everybody try it on your drum. Try playing. Here we go. We're gonna go 2 bass. Matter of fact, we're gonna go. Let's go 2 bass, 2 tones, 2 slaps. All together now. 1. I'll count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Good, I can see you with me. Go and do it again. Play. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Everybody okay? Give me thumbs up if you're feeling good about it. Everybody with me? All right. Good, good, good. Okay. So we got, again, bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Everybody say that. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Got a little reminder. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Okay, slap, slap. Okay, slap, slap. Okay, so let's do it all, those 3 together again. Here we go, go. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap. Good. Okay, we're going to add one more element to this, and then we're going to do something, and we'll come back to it. So we're going to go bass, bass. Say it with me. Bass, bass.
Bass, bass.
Tone, tone.
Tone, tone.
Slap, slap.
Slap, slap.
And we're going to add tone, tone.
Tone, tone.
So the last 2 strokes will be back to tone, tone. A lot of the African rhythm we're going to play today, and you're going to learn the sequencing of the phrase. will end in 2 tones. It'll be something, I'll show you one. This is a sequence of a phrase. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Those last 2 tones are the end of the phrase. And we would say the phrase again. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. That's the end of one phrase. Okay, so let's try bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. All together. Play. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Good. One more time. Play. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Good. Everybody got a little with me there? You with me? All right, good. All right. So, we got that down. Those are the basic strokes on the drum. Bass, tones, and slaps. Okay. Now, we're going to do away, because the slaps are the most difficult to get. They're not easy to get the slaps right. Right now, we're going to go away from the slaps. I want you all to play with me. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Like this. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Okay? Everybody together. 2 bass, 2 tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Good. Very good. Okay. Now, we're going to put those 4 beats in some type of rhythm. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Tone, tone. So we're going to bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. We ready to play? Here we go. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Okay. Okay. Here we go. It's going to be bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Here we go. In rhythm, all together. Bass, bass, tone, tone. 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 Good. Stop. Okay? Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, we got that down. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to put a little more chop to it. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass. We're going to change the rhythm, the sequence of the rhythm. Instead of being bass, bass, 1, 2, 3, 4, bass, bass, tone. We're going to go bass, bass, tone. Bass, bass, tone. It's going to be a little bit of inflection on the tones, like this. Okay, let's just keep, as I'm playing it, you join in and play it with me, okay? Join in. We're going to do it for a little bit, a minute or so. We're going to do bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Here we go. And stop. Okay, good. So we got bass, we got tones. Let me just back up a little bit. I want to do a little exercise to warm us up really, really good before we get playing the rhythm. So we're going to do rolls. We're going to play, when I say roll, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all bass. And I'm going to say tones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all tones. And I'll say slap, and we'll go all slaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all slaps. So are we ready? Everybody get loose, get in your chairs, feel loosen up, get your arms loose. Here we go. We're just going to go for a little period of time, so you got to be relaxed here as we do this. Okay, I say roll. We'll start with bass, all bass. All right, and I'll go to tones and slaps, and then we'll go back to bass. Follow my lead. Here we go. Roll, bass. A little faster, a little faster. All tones. A little faster. All slaps. Come on, roll. Back to all bass. And stop. Okay, shake out, loosen up. All right, sometimes you got playing and people get tense. They get tighter and tighter. They're drumming, all of a sudden they're so tight, they're stuck. You want to make sure you have your nice and loose and your body can be loose. Okay? I just noticed I have my little shakers on here. You see these objects on my drum that they sound like a tambourine. And if you think about part of the history of the drum, I'm digressing here back, but the Africans, when they came over from Africa and the slave owners would not let them communicate, they would communicate with their drums. But then they make their drums and they communicate with their drums, but the slave owners would realize they were communicating with their drums, would not allow them to play their drums. So what they would do is, they take this drum with little side and they would cut it down to make it smaller. And if you took this drum and cut it right down to about 2 or 3 inches from the top and cut it across, you'd see you would have what resembles, if you think about it, with these little shakers on here, and the sound would be a tambourine. If you took a tambourine, a drum, and cut it down, it would become a tambourine. And this is where you get this type of thing from. As it would.
Yes, that's doing a dance, yes.
Yeah, so you can see how the drum was, and the slaves, they weren't allowed to play their drums, they had to hide them. But by cutting them down, they could hide them and they could run with them. So that's how the tambourine came to be, that by shortening a drum down, but remaining with the shakers here, you get that type of shape. And somebody out there has one, I think. It's in the shape of a hand drum. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. We're warmed up now. Right, we got our basses, we got our tones. Now we're going to do this exercise. That's the most important thing I can teach you today, is this next exercise. And if you're home alone, you got nothing better to do, this is what I recommend you do. I want you to play bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. But I don't want you just to play bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. We're going to put it in rhythm. Okay? Bass. This is the rhythm in which I say this, and you can say it with me. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. You can sing along with me. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Now we're going to play it on our drum. It might be easier for you to say it a little before you play it, like this. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Try it with me. Bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Okay, okay. We're going to pick that pace up, but I can show on my monitor somebody over here, as you're drumming, your hands are so high up in the air. You're going, your hands are coming from here to the drum. We want to keep our hands contained within close proximity to the drum. By raising your hands so high, hitting the drum, when you drum a little faster, faster pace, it's hard to get back on time. Instead of being bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, we want to be on the drum. Bass, bass, tone, tone. See how close my hands are to the drum? Down on the drum, boom, boom. So we don't want our hands flailing all over the place so high. So we're going to keep our hands down closer to the drum. Okay? All right, let's play it. I'm going to pick it up, and I want you to play it. Stick with me as long as you can. When you can't, just roll, okay? We're going to play it, and we're going to pick up the pace. And I want you to practice at home. Start very slow. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Watch me. Don't do it. Watch me do it, and you'll see what I mean. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone. Here we go. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. And I pick it up. Fast. I do not expect you to play that speed at any time soon, but I do expect you to practice and build up your speed. And it helps you become ambidextrous and helps you hear the sound of your notes. Bass, tone, slap. Okay? So that is the most important thing I want you to practice at home. Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. Very, very, very important. I want you to learn that, practice that at home. Okay? So we're going to do that again. Okay? Bass, bass, tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone. And we're going to pick up the pace. So everybody with me? Try to stick with me as long as you can. Here we go. All together. I won't talk. I'll just play. And play. Good job. I can see you on my monitor over my right hand side here, so you're looking good. Everybody okay so far? All right, let me see your fingers going. I know you can hear me and everything is good. All right, looking good, people, looking good. I'm having fun. I don't know about you, but I'm having fun. So, all right. So we got that exercise down, right? Boom, boom. Now we're going to do another exercise without the slaps. Bass, bass, tone, tone. We're going to play it twice. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Okay? I play and you play with maybe call and response. I'll play bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone. And you play bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone. Here we go. Bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone. We're going to push it to another level. Now, we're going to play bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone. And then we're going to play bass, bass, tone, 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 bass, bass, tone, tone. It'll sound like this. Bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass. So if you want to count those second bass tone, there are 4 of them. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, bass, bass. 1, 2, 3, 4, bass, bass, don't. Again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody with me? We're going to try it all together, right? Here we go. I'll count it out. Hopefully you'll hear my voice over the drum. I'll play my drum quietly so you can hear my voice over top of my drum. Here we go. Play. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Play. Bum, bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Stop. Okay? Now I'm going to play it more. You can listen. I'll play it more in succession. Give you the feel of the rhythm. Good. Okay. Again, see how the phrase ended on the last two tones? Bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, da-da-da-da, bum, bum, da-da. Everybody with me? Good. Now we're going to advance it further. By the end of this session, you're going to be, whoo, you guys are going to be master drummers. All right, here we go. We're going to push that one step further. We're going to add a stop. We're going to add a stop. It's going to sound like this. As we add a closed slap. A closed slap. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass, bass. Okay, we're going to leave our left hand on the drum, and we're going to slap it with the right hand. And I'm going to say stop. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, 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 tone. Bass, bass, stop. Everybody got it? Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, 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 tone. Bass, bass, stop. Okay, we're going to stop. Here we go. All together. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone. Now. Bass, bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass, bass, stop. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, bump, stop. Good. Now we're going to do it and keep it going, right? Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass, bass, stop. All together. Play. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, bump, stop. Again. Bum, bum, ba-da. Bum, bum, ba-da. Bum, bum, da-da-da-da. Bum, bum, stop. Bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, bum, stop. Good, stop. Okay, everybody still with me? Okay, now we're going to go another level. We're going to go bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, 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 tone. Bass, bass. 2 stops. Stop, stop. Instead of 1 stop, we're going to stop twice. Okay, everybody put your left hand on the drum and take your right hand and hit the drum to a slap. 1, 2. There you go. Good, I see you. Okay. So, the first go round, I'm going to say bass, bass, tone, tone, bass, bass, tone, tone. And I'm going to scream 1. And we're going to go bass, bass, tone, tone, time, I'm going to scream 2. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, 2. Stop, stop. Okay, we're getting a little more advanced here. So the first time we stop once. The second time we stop twice. Right? I'll play it for you. Listen as I play it, nice and slowly. 1. 2. Again. 1. 2. Okay, we ready? This is pretty advanced stuff here. Okay? Let me just tell you, when I told you before, I'm the slowest learner you ever met in the world. I'm the slowest. I went to Africa and studied African drumming. I was there in Senegal for 2 weeks. And after the end of the 2 weeks, I learned this. It took me 2 weeks to learn that. We're already way ahead of me, okay? So if you feel like you're a little bit lost, always remember you are nowhere near as lost as I was when I started off. So continue to have fun, stick with us the best you can. Here we go again. I'll start playing, and we'll all play together. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, 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 tone. Bass, bass, stop. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, 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 tone. Bass, bass, stop, stop. And we start back again. Here we go, all together. Let's play and play. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. 1. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, 2. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, 1. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, 2. Bass, bass, tone, tone. Bass, bass, 1. Here we go. Bass, 2. Pick it up. Ba, ba. 1. 2. Stop. Okay, good. Good job. I see you look stretching out there. That's good. All right, everybody doing good. I'm going to play it for you in succession and rapidly so you can hear how it sounds when it's all together. Just give me 1 second. I'll play it right for you so you'll have it. It sounds like this when you play it in succession and at speed. One more time. Okay, that's what it sounds like at speed and the whole piece, what it sounds. Okay, you got it good.
And it's a different type of slap, because when you first learn the slap, it's a basic slap. This is a different type of slap. When you add your hand, it changes the sound of the slap. That's
Okay.
not in all rhythms. It's just a different type of note.
Right, okay, good. Good. All right. I gotta watch my time here because I can drum like this for hours, but I only have 1 hour, so I gotta be. Okay. So here we go. Let's go a rhythm here. We're gonna play Igbo. We're gonna play Igbo. Right? Igbo is a rhythm by the Igbo tribe. It's a simple rhythm, up and down. We're gonna play. It's gonna be bass tone, bass tone, bass tone, tone tone. Bass tone, bass tone, bass tone, tone tone. Bum, bop, 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 bum, bop. Bass tone, bass tone, bass tone. Bass tone, bass tone, bass tone. Here we go. Bass tone, bass tone, bass tone. Bass tone, bass tone, bass tone. Bop, 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 bop. Everybody with me? Bop, 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 Stop. Okay, that's one piece to Ebo. The second piece is going to be tone tone, tone tone, bass tone, bass. Tone tone, tone tone, bass tone, bass. Tone tone, bass tone, bass. So we're gonna play bop 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 bop, and I'm gonna play da 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 da, and we're gonna go da da. Everybody just try this alone. Tone tone, tone tone, bass tone, bass. Tone tone, tone tone, bass tone, bass. Okay, good. So the first part, the Ebo, 1. And the second part, the Ebo, ba 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 ba. Okay? So, Elena and you guys, we're going to be playing bass tone, bass tone, bass tone. We're playing it. I'm going to change. Do not be confused the fact that I changed to the second part. I want you to see how the pieces come together. Okay? You play the first part. I'm going to change and play the second part. And so you can hear your own drum and hear mine as we play 2 different things. Here we go. Ebo. And play. Bass tone, bass tone, bass tone. Good. I'm going to change. And stop. Good. There's a third piece to Ebo, but it's a little more complex to learn, but I'm going to show it to you real quick. Elena's going to play the first part. The third part it's more complex. It's slap, slap, slap. But Elena will play the first part. Just stand by. Let me just show you how it's played so you can see it in its entirety. Play Ebo. See how the pieces kind of come together. So when we play these African rhythms, we're going to have to learn to bring the pieces together. If all the pieces come together, we have music. If the pieces don't come together, we have noise. Okay, we want the pieces to blend together. All the pieces of the rhythm blend together to give us the music and the harmony. And then you got music. I always say music. That's it. But if we don't come together, you got noise. And noise. We don't want to make noise. We want to make beautiful music. Okay? So that's good. That gives you an example of how the pieces kind of come together. And I'm going to just say quickly, there are other instruments in the field that come. A shaker, bells. Like shakers, we have bells of such. Think about it, you can get a bell. Or you can play bass. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The basic 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. And you have claves. We've done some claves, blocks of wood, and they're played. Okay. another tool, another instrument you can play. Elena, take these two claves. I'm going to push through this. I want Elena to play 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm going to show you how, and you can clap your hands while you're there as you play this. Elena's going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm going to play the opposite of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. They both equal 5. 3 and 2 equals 5, and 2 and 3 equals 5. So here we go. So you're going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You can clap your hands to get it home for Elena, or you can play with me. I'm going to play 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. She's going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's do it together. Take either side you want and play along to see how these rhythms blend together. Okay, Elena. Clap, 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 clap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and stop. So what will happen is we put those pieces together, and I encourage you to continue to learn and play more, but understanding how the rhythms kind of come together. Okay, 3, 2 on one side, 2, 3 on the other, they blend together. When we play the bass drums with the djembes, the sounds have to come together. We blend them together. She may be playing. We're gonna wrap here.
We got 1 minute and then just...
We got 1 minute. We're gonna wrap. So let's just play along. We'll play. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Play that all together on your drum. We either play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 bass, 2 tones, 2, 2 with Elena. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Or play with me, other side. Keep playing. Bum, 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 bum. Play with Elena. Bum, bum, bum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and stop. Good. Okay, I think we're about wrapping here. I'm feeling like I'm just getting started. I don't want to really stop, but unfortunately, due to time restraints, we have to stop. So we'll bring our host back in.
I'll come. Yes.
The host will come back in.
Roll out and roll her
Yeah, we're
in.
gonna roll out. We'll roll out, but I want to say thank you all for participating on behalf of Kuumba Dance and Drum. Greg and Elena Mosley, we love you. We appreciate you sharing our rich culture with us. And your host, we're gonna roll, and when we stop, your host will be back and say thank you and have a great day. Be safe out there and enjoy life and enjoy the rhythms.
Thanks for being with us today for this performance of Styles and Rhythms of West African Drumming with Greg and Elena Mosley. We're so glad to have you with us. Please keep checking our website for other great events. And if you're not a member yet, I hope you'll consider joining. Thank you. See you soon.